Welcome to my Applied Project presentation, Interview with Diego. My name is Carrie Avila, and this is EDUC 586, Teaching Students on the Autism Spectrum. I met Diego 2 years ago when I was his second grade teacher. Diego is an alias to protect his privacy. I chose to interview Diego because he intrigues me from the first day I met him. He transferred into my room in January. Normally after recess, my students would line up in 2 lines at the door of my classroom. On Diego's first day, he was not standing in line. No, he was standing on the grass to the right of the line, staring at a leaf on the palm tree. When I told him that he should be standing in line, he informed me that he was watching the ants in a line on a leaf. The next day, many of my students were not in the line. In fact, most were crowded around the tree, watching the ants walk in lines on the leaves of the palm tree. And I thought, oh no, most of the kids in my class are not in line. What are the other teachers and students going to think? What are they going to do? The ants are more interesting than standing in a line. Can this be a learning activity? Is this a behavioral problem? Diego made me reflect upon my practice. Diego is a 4th grade English learner. He is autistic. He lives with his mother and sister and was in foster care 2 years ago. He is an artist and sometimes pretends to be invisible. He is very intelligent but does not perform well on standardized assessments. He is limited in his writing abilities and does not speak to many people. Minorities with learning disabilities fill California state prisons. I hope this interview helps me learn about Diego's school experience. How can information gained through getting to know Diego be useful in planning to teach him and others like him? Can this information make school more accessible for English learners with autism? I met Diego and his mom at the city library. Diego and I sat at the back of the student library section. The table that we sat at had Duplo blocks on it, so he could play with them, which he did. I also provided paper and pencil so he could draw during the interview. I learned that he likes drawing and that his favorite part of school is lunch, and his least favorite part is fire drills. If he could change one thing about school, it would be that you could bring spicy hot Cheetos. If he could tell people one thing about himself, he would want people to know where he lived. And if he could invent one thing to make the world a better place, he would invent a time machine. And with that time machine, he would visit the Wild West. What I found interesting was when I asked him what his perfect day would be, he responded quickly with Camp Connect. I researched Camp Connect, and it is a camp for foster children who are separated from their siblings. My findings through this interview are: hands-on and relevant activities promote engagement and lessen behavioral issues. Diego values time spent with his sister and enjoys being part of a classroom discussion. Google Classroom supported Diego's ability to communicate with his peers. Allowing Diego to draw and handle manipulatives did not limit his ability to focus on the interview. The interview leads me to determine 3 inclusive pedagogical practices that could benefit students with autism in the general education classroom. First is to allow students to draw or doodle during direct instruction or lecture. This might help them stay focused and prepare them for note-taking or annotation. Second, learning activities should be hands-on to increase engagement. And lastly, mobile devices and computer programs can support communication for students who do not like to speak. This information can help support Diego in his class by utilizing technology to support communication with his peers. Also, it is important to create learning activities that are hands-on and relevant to students. As reflection upon my own practice, I learned that what can look like engagement can oftentimes be false representation of active participation. And when I focus on these characteristics of engagement, then I am not focusing on the learning objective. But most importantly, my conversation with Diego reminded me the importance that project and inquiry-based learning has in creating productive and engaging learning environments for all learners.
created using Powtoon.